Come on, everybody, let's start the show. A quick ahoy hoy and away we'll go. Richard's got a minifig and Flynn's got a pin. The gang's all here and it's time to begin. Tricky Bricks roll call. Moto, Holly, Kara, and sometimes Blair, Clicky, Logan, Ms. Thing and Angela, and Thunderman Ho! Now you're here to grab your bricks and let's go to the Tricky Bricks Build and Check Show!
Ahoy, hoy,
Ahoy,
friends.
hoy, everyone! Happy Friday! How are you doing today? We're doing awesome.
We're doing great.
Although I just noticed that we would be greater still if coffee was a...
Oh, well, we'll say hi to everyone. And then...
I just realized.
It's true. Here, I'll clear off a...
We're gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to move our coffee warmer things over here.
Oh my
soon.
goodness. Well, not to say we're behind the times on technology. We just made an amazing discovery.
Well, our friend has a coffee mug warmer thing. I know, it's ridiculous. It was like $20 and like one of the best. And actually, it was less. It was like $10. One of the best $10 I've spent. Because I take a long time with my coffee generally, and by the end of the show or by the end of a morning of Animal Crossing, it has gotten cold. So I know the worst. Anyway, hope you are having a great Friday and all ready for the weekend. I know we are. We've got some fun stuff going on this weekend. Very excited. Very excited. Our dear friend Tina just got her dream job as a stitcher at the San Francisco Opera. And we're so proud of her. And so we're having a little celebration dinner for her this weekend, which should be time. But yeah, she is, I just can't believe it. The opera, that's crazy, right?
Well, she's been making luxurious, brilliant costumes on a shoestring budget.
Forever.
For shows with no money, and also making awesome costumes for Glitterati About Town.
Dragarati. She makes a lot of drag queen costumes. And now she's working for the opera. It's kind of the same thing.
Same thing.
Same.
Just, I think the price of the sequins goes up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anywho, well, it is, it's a build day today because we're going to be working on our Lego house piece. All I'm sure by the title and the thumbnail.
You know, a wonderful thing has happened. For me,
another wonderful thing?
For me, a wonderful thing has happened.
Do tell.
We've gotten to a phase in this build now where the design is starting to turn into reality. And there are thousands of projects. You look at the people. There's a project.
Yep.
But it means that it's swirling around in my head kind of 24/7. So my brain is working on it and coming up with ideas even when I'm not sitting there with
swirling
bricks.
Around in your head.
Swirling around, yeah.
Kind of like this.
Yeah.
Like that?
I mean, I don't have, you're not spinning around on the top of a cup, but I don't know. I feel
we're
like
getting there.
I feel like we're in it,
We are
right?
in it.
And it's taking enough of my brain that
I know. Getting back to
Very
it this
soon.
weekend. So
actually in a few minutes.
in a few minutes. Well, in some minutes.
Yeah.
A few might be understating it.
I
a
know.
little
Who
bit.
knows how many rabbit holes there are between now and
Oh,
then.
so many rabbit holes. So, we have some Lego news.
We do.
A couple of Lego newses.
Wow, this
things
is
happened this week.
news to me.
I know. Should be good. Hello.
I know.
Actually,
Hurry up, Flynn.
we're-
The Duplo clock is ticking.
Oh dear, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. So let's first share some delightful pins,
Can I tell you how
and then we'll
happy...
say hi to everyone. So make sure you're filling up that chat list so we know who to say hi to.
I'm just so happy to be here with you today. It's great. I've been working out in various theaters, and I have a little bit of a reprieve. I'm doing design work today.
Yep.
Happy to be here. Today, my pin is Tramp. Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, very nice. And I've got a highly underrated character in my opinion. It's Lucifer, who is Cinderella's stepmother's cat. A comic relief.
You can tell he's got those eyebrows.
Indeed.
He's kind of like mad that he's not as brightly colored as the Cheshire Cat. He's in a mood.
Well, you know what's now here's some trivia. Here's some Disney trivia for you that not a lot of people know.
What's that?
Everybody knows Cinderella's ugly stepsisters and wicked stepmother, right?
Yeah, I don't know him by name.
Why? There you go. What is Cinderella's stepmother's name?
Magoo.
Because she's she's a favorite villain of mine.
I don't know.
And also, what are her sisters' names? Most people will probably remember the sisters' names because they get said a lot in the movie. But
let me see. Mildred and Beulah. Those are aunts of mine.
No. Wow, really?
I do, yeah.
All right.
I have Florence, Mildred, and Beulah.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, no, so you're correct. Minifig Chick, I knew Minifig Chick would know.
Of course she would get it.
Lady Tremaine, also Moto got that. Lady Tremaine is Cinderella's stepmother, and
she was no lady.
Well, and then the stepsisters were Anastasia and Drizella.
Drizella?
Yeah.
I love that one.
I know. She was and when I used to work at Disney World back in the day, and they don't do it anymore, unfortunately, and I wish they still did, but in the Main Street Electrical Parade, on the Cinderella float, the ugly stepsisters were always played by guys. And it was hilarious. But they stopped doing that, which I thought was sad. Yeah, Anastasia and Drizella.
What is that movie we saw that had... It had a bunch of women who were actually like really like, I don't know, craggy guys. What was it? They were in the background. All the women.
Oh, the witches.
Oh, in the witches. Yes.
In the movie The Witches, the original one, which not the
Jim
new one.
Henson, right?
Yeah, the Jim Henson one. All of the background witches, when they go to the witches' council, not all of them, but a lot of them are like old British guys.
We're not good. Lovely.
And they part where they take their wigs off. Gets me every time. All right. Anyway, there you go. See, you wanted rabbit holes, or maybe you didn't. You wanted rabbit holes. You got rabbit holes.
Rob Zaccardi, I have no doubt you are right.
Yes, they are. They are the stepsisters, Cruella de Vil, and the Evil Queen are my favorite people to talk to. Like the favorite characters in areas. Okay, well, that rabbit hole has concluded. I think we've landed safely at the bottom.
Let's see. Pins, spinning mocks. It's true. Now we got to climb out.
We've landed safely at the bottom, and now we got to climb our way back up. That's true. All right. Let's see. Let's see who's here today. So hopefully you're all filling up that saying hello and filling up that chat list there. So the Brick Jedi is here. Bubs and Lava Bat. Chris K-Pop Takeover Lego Chalice, and we will be talking about that in just a few minutes. We've got Cup of Bricks is here. Hey, how's it going?
Apples just popped in.
Oh, Apples is popping over from Europe. We've got Fabufan, MKE, Hooded One is here. Jake Eric, Matthew Builds Bricks, kicking off the Emscapades, along with Minifig Chick, Minifig Nick, Monica Berry, and Moto. It is Rob Ketcherside is here. Rob Zaccardi and the Zaccardis. Hello, Lana, Elaine, and Vanessa. How's it going? We've got the Brick Cove is here. Hey, Aubrey, how's it going? And Wilfred, bonsoir. And of course,
hi, Wilfred.
Hello, Kim. Wherever you may be. All right.
Now, who was it who was right there at the end of the Emscapades?
Oh, Minifig Nick is here too.
No, who else was there?
Yeah,
it was Moto.
It was Moto. And today, friends, is a very, very special day in Legoland, and especially Lego Masters Land. That's right. It is our very own Moto's birthday. Happy birthday, Moto.
Yay.
Happiest of birthdays to you. And a little treat. A little treat for you on your birthday for Moto. Here we go. Everybody sing along. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Moto. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Moto! Hooray! Woohoo!
A few years ago, on this day, the world got a little bit smarter and a little bit more talented.
It's true. It's true. Cheers, Moto, to you on this, your name day.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
With coffee. So, hooray! That was fun. Fun little ukulele jam there. We don't usually get those, so hooray! And hooray that Happy Birthday is finally copyright free. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it has been it's been a what am I saying? I've lost track. Oh, Lego news. All right.
Oh yeah, you said there's multiple things of Lego news, and I have no idea what it could be.
You don't. You have zero.
It's a new set.
Idea. Now it could be. This could be. I don't know which one of these is going to pop up first, so we'll see.
Oh, I did see this.
Okay, so this, first of all,
it's the new ULTS.
This is the one. Yeah, no, don't look at that part. Sorry, I got it. Nope. There we go. So yes, they have announced the Vespa 125.
So cool. I want to run right out and get a Lego trench coat and listen to madness.
Well, first of all, it's gorgeous. And I am so excited about all of those light blue pieces.
Yeah,
in
all those
styles.
curves.
Yep. And it's beautiful. You're right, Moto. It is beautiful sculpting. Really, really nicely done. This is going to be $99. It's coming out on March 1st. And it's a delight. And I love the little flowers on the back made from the upside down eggshells. Yeah. And
the helmet with the goggles.
Chris Chalice, it says it needs more mirrors. Those, okay.
I want to ride around really fast through narrow European streets in like a French New Wave movie on this.
Yeah, I just love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful and one of the best shaped vehicles I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, the curving that goes up from the foot pads up to the seat. So nice.
Well, and it doesn't, a lot of the vehicles show their technicness, which is something I don't often appreciate, but because I like things to look smooth and not skeletal.
You hide your Technic under tricks.
Right, but I think it's gorgeous. I think it's absolutely lovely. And I hope it comes with lots of stickers.
Oh, cool.
To just randomly put on.
And pins to put on your trench coat.
And I understand that there's a smaller version in red that they will be selling. So if you can't afford this one, you can get the smaller one. You need to watch Quadrophenia while you build this. Exactly, Minifig Nick, 100%. Oh my goodness. So yeah, really, really excited about this one. I think it's gonna. So now the other thing that happened this week is that the second 2021 review results for Lego Ideas came in, and I must say it has been quite divisive. Quite divisive. I read a lot about it on the day that it came out, and we'll show you. I'll show you why.
Why
here in
could
just a
people
second.
get angry about this
You'll
beautiful
see,
thing?
It's not well because you don't know the whole story yet, and that's not what we're talking about. Believe it or not.
Okay, I'm gonna learn right along with you.
You are gonna learn right along.
Okay, so
with
everyone,
Whoops,
put on your
pop
patient hats and remember, we're fans of Lego. We like Lego. Lego doesn't make us angry.
There we go. All right, so oh my goodness, sorry, this got a little out of control.
Whoa!
Here we go. Woo! All right. So this came
Rob
around.
Side is ready for torches and pitchforks.
Dear. Well, they practically came out. So I'm just saying, like, people were just absolutely bent over this. So first of all, hello, Zach Martinez. How's it going? So first of all, the A-frame cabin made it through, which I'm so delighted about. I think it's so great.
My grandma and Grandpa Sam had an A-frame house in Indiana, rural Indiana, that we stayed in for a summer.
Well, what I love about it is it's while it's not entirely like that, there's a lot of like I love the broken steps. I mean, I don't know if that stuff will make it into the final model, but
yeah.
The broken steps, I love the logs, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how they look so irregular.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
I love the irregular shingles, and I imagine that they've done it with 1x4, maybe 1x6 tiles that are only pushed in on one side. Do you think that's it? Like a little, like not fully compressed.
Not fully compressed. We probably won't see that in the final model. I love the canoe on the right hand side of the house, like upside down, with a skunk coming around the side. And I love those.
Skunks are great storytellers.
It's true. I love those trees. I love the saw in the piece of wood.
I'd be interested to see if they did those trees with 1x1 stud with bar.
Yeah, I think it's a really lovely model, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it. I think. Okay. Now
I'm not up in arms yet.
All right. So I'm gonna have to come here for this.
Hold on to your snow person hats.
So this next model. Now there are some of you may or may not be familiar with K-pop, Korean pop music.
I'm a little. I'm as familiar with K-pop as I am with most pop today.
Okay. Well, there's a band in a K-pop band who is probably I would say arguably the most popular K-pop band in the world, called BTS. You've probably read about them.
Like behind the scenes?
I don't know what it stands for.
In theater,
but
that's what it means.
But BTS is the name of the band, and they're enormously popular. Like enormously popular to the point that their fans are called the BTS Army, because there are a lot of them, and they are, like many fandoms, can be a little much, but also they're really into what they're into, which I am completely 100% supportive of.
I've heard not too reasonably recently about K-pop fans getting together en masse, if I can that, to do things they want to do. Like they have a voice. There's a lot of push behind K-pop fans.
They do, 100%. Hello, Axel Plate. How's it going? All right, so that said, let's head back over. This is the model of BTS that is going to get made into a Lego set.
Will they have no faces?
No, they will obviously have faces. So I'll just tell you, like, I'm not going to give my
Let's be journalists.
Yes, I'm going to be impartial-ish here. So what I saw people complaining the most about was not that it was about BTS. Like everybody was fine with it being BTS. Like that wasn't the problem. Okay. The problem for most people was the simplicity of the model, and that they felt that
Oh,
that it didn't live up to the admittedly high level that many uh, mocks on Lego Ideas
got it.
live up to.
I'm not sure I want to comment so much on that. I'm loving the clothing of the mini.
Um, yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm sure that they're gonna do. I'm sure they're gonna do. You know, they will make prints that are like they did with the Queer Eye set that
Yeah.
are legit costumes that they've worn. A lot of people were like, "Oh, the minifigs don't even have faces." And I mean, if you're not somebody who is into graphic design, and depending on what program you use, there aren't faces available. Now,
Hmm.
I know that when I was doing some stuff, not with LDD, but with Studio for a while, they did not have the face print. And this has been up for a while. But I
Got it.
gotta say, um, it this is basically a license to print money for Lego. A license to
Got
print
it.
money because anybody who is into um anybody who is into BTS, and there's a lot of them, are going to snap this up in a hot minute, especially if they keep it at a reasonable price.
Well, here's my only commentary about this, and I haven't seen BTS. I may have seen a photo of time, but I'm not really checked into K-pop. And the
Right.
question that I would ask is, leaving aside the question of faces, there will be
There will
faces.
be faces, of
Hopefully, there will
course.
be faces. Do these minifigures
Mhm.
with this skin tone look like the band they're supposed to represent?
Well, I don't know. And that's gonna be a whole thing too. A lot of people are very a lot of people were very upset about the skin tones of the Shang-Chi sets,
Yep.
and the depictions of the faces. So I we will see what we will see.
It's tricky. It's tricky
It's
for
very
Lego, right?
tricky. It's very, very tricky. Now the thing is, um the thing that's interesting about that is that, and we talked about this a little bit with the Shang-Chi sets, is that Lego is not the one, like, in that case, Marvel had final approval over all of that stuff. Skin tones, like facial expressions, all of it.
They branded.
Um,
They did their
and I'm
branding.
sure that they will, I'm sure that they will do that with this. I'm
Yeah.
sure that the band will have a lot of input. I mean, how could they not, right? The
Sure.
band will have a lot of input, and I think that it's going to be it's going to be a really
Mhm.
great thing for fans of BT.
I think Aubrey makes a really good point that this is great for representation.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, it's also no secret. Like Lego is a multinational company, and companies, like, what do? They make money. So why
Right.
wouldn't they go for something that they know that it's going to, you know? Eh,
I don't have any criticism of Lego whatsoever for making models of popular things.
Sure. Well, again, what I come back to is what I think most people were disappointed by was, or that I saw that were disappointed by the simplicity of the model, and then it really comes down to a what is Lego Ideas about? Like, is it a mock contest? Or is it a way for ideas that the company wouldn't have thought up with? I mean, come on. Like, how many incredibly detailed castles have we? And they're
Well,
fantastic models, but it's a castle and there's lots of castles. This is
I,
completely unique.
I think it is a mock contest. I think the best mocks should win within the limitations of what this company, right? Like there's lots of subjects that Lego isn't going to approach, but I feel like, and I think all those people who make a cool model and their friends are like, you should put this up on ideas,
Right.
would hope that the best models make it to sets.
Well,
But
sure.
there are so many considerations, right? Like I think this is a really awesome CMF collection. You know, it's a great choice of male presenting clothes.
Sure. I mean, there'll be a lot of clothes for sure. Um, Yeah, and Wilfred brings up a good point. Lego has made 3 stadiums now. And a BTS model sounds the same to me. And that's really the same thing too, right? Like we've seen in the past, you know, 2 to 5 years, Lego really trying to expand its customer base and reach people who wouldn't normally buy Lego, like people who are into stadiums or
Mhm.
people who are, sports, I should say. People who are, not every set is for everyone.
Well, this to me, this is clearly about the minifigs because it doesn't seem like the main focus of the design put on the build. The
Right.
main focus of the design, I think, was creating cool minifigs that like.
Right. And Rob Kitterside says the interesting thing here is that the idea is really the franchise tie-up, not the model.
Well, that's interesting. That's sort of meta.
Moto Lego's next top model. Indeed. I mean, personally, it's not something that I will be into. And I mean, certainly I can see where, I mean, I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I could see where perhaps somebody who put hours and hours and hours and hours into building a very detailed and complicated mock in bricks to put on Lego ideas. And then we get a model that, and this is not a judgment, but we get a model that looks like it was thrown together probably pretty quickly, and it is also a render.
That sounds kind of like a judgment.
No, that's a fact. Like I mean,
Yeah, it is. It is
not,
clearly
it's
not as
simple.
detailed.
It is a simple model.
Yeah.
So
no complex building techniques, and it's not as detailed.
Right.
But it makes a nice background for the characters. Right.
Right.
I think know your audience is really important, and we've talked about this. We've talked about this a number of times on the show. That there are lots of awesome topics that are never going to get made into Lego set.
Yeah.
Right. So no matter how detailed your model, no matter how cool it is, no matter how innovative, if it's a topic that Lego isn't going to bring to market, then it's not going to make it.
Right. Right. So I mean, I don't know. No, Rob says it could have been very difficult for the person who made it, but relative to winning ideas, it's simple. Well, I know for a fact that the person who created this does really complicated mocks, and so this is I mean, really, again, Lego ideas, right? It's the idea of this that is probably the most appealing aspect of it to people, right? The idea.
Then there must be a huge audience. I think I'm not that audience, but I bet the audience. And
it's enormous.
International.
It's enormous. It's a whole thing. Now, I will say I'm going to express my severe disappointment that the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs house that was under re-review did not get.
Oh, with all of those amazing techniques and those.
Well, I'm also very interested to know, like, if that has anything to do with the fact that they are about to do, that Disney's about to do a live action remake of Snow White, and if maybe they've got something in the pipeline, or who I'm going to imagine that that might have complicated things. So, like, maybe where this would have been fine, but then once Disney announced that they were going to be doing a live action remake, that suddenly made the licensing very different. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. That is
that's the Lego news.
That's the Lego news. That may be the most time we've ever spent talking about the Lego news. That was wow. Well, there was a lot to discuss. And again, like I'm not passing judgment. Like, are there other models? Were there other models in that round that I think would have been really awesome? Yes. Do I think that that this set will sell like hotcakes? Yes, I do.
Yep.
And and do I think it will help expand Lego into the Asian market? 100%. Yes, I do.
Well, in the bigger picture, in their high level meetings, I bet Lego does not make a goal of making highly detailed, gorgeous models that are going to sit on. Right? They have to do that math.
Sure. Now I will say, like the math, uh, Aubrey says, hasn't that happened in the past? So there was already a set in production that an idea set was under review. Yes, that has happened in the past.
Yep.
And remember the time that it takes for like Lego's process is years. That Friends set that we just got in January they've been working on that for a couple of years. Like that's not just like they made it and they turn around, right? That's not how it works. So anyway,
someone's cashing
his chips early.
Someone's cashing in his chips for Logan Cookie Time.
Yeah, well,
early.
it's not time for that yet.
Spamming the channel.
You still got 10 minutes, little one. You're all right. So, there you go.
So there's our features.
That's the big Lego news for today. And we
don't.
No,
Logan.
Whoa! Hi, somebody is coming in for
It's
an
not
early
gonna happen.
entrance.
No, you're gonna down. But it's not.
Oh, by the way, if you
Back to the game
haven't
room.
seen, if you didn't see the Twitch show on Tuesday, Logan actually jumped right onto the table, like full on onto the entire table, his entire body on the table. Now he's almost done that before.
Yeah, well, he's pretty generally on the verge of springing in. Right? Wouldn't you say?
Yes. So hang on, there was another thing. There was something else I wanted to show, but I'm quickly looking for it. There is a couple of happening. I know we have a couple of other things that people are talking about. But I don't see oh yes. Yes, there is this. There is this.
This looks like it did get made into a set.
Well, this isn't Lego Ideas. This is a thing. So here's another divisive set. It's not really, but I just like that because it's funny.
That is.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry that I forgot about this one. So give me just
Flynn,
a second.
how
We're gonna
could
go.
you?
I know, I'm the worst. So here it is. This is from Brothers Brick because I actually didn't download the image, so my bad.
Thank you, Brothers Brick.
Thank you, Brothers Brick. It is the Thor goat boat. And I know that by calling it the goat boat, that many, many people really thought that we were going to see the return of Lego goats.
Which we have, but not like they were thinking.
No, these are brick-built goats. Now, people can focus on the goats. I'm focusing on the boat part, which is really cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look at all those shields on the side. The figurehead is great.
Yes. Logan is a diva and craves attention. Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know the truth of that statement.
He's gone back to his fainting couch in the green room.
So anyway, I think this looks really fun. I love the boat model. I think it's going to look really cool. Yeah, sorry that there are not goats. Now this is from the new Thor movie, Love and Thunder, right?
Oh, haven't seen that. I'm definitely.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun. I've liked the Thor movies. I think I've actually enjoyed the Thor movies more than most of the other Marvel universe. Like I really enjoyed it. Doctor Strange, I really enjoyed. I'm really looking forward to the new Doctor Strange movie. But the Thor movies always have they just have a style that I really like.
Okay, Flynn.
What?
Are you sitting down? I just don't want you to hurt
Clearly.
yourself. Don't want you to hurt yourself rolling your eyes when I ask, because I haven't seen before. Is that Lady Thor on the box?
It may well be.
She's carrying Mjolnir.
It may well be, because there's our boy Thor here on the front.
Well,
so
and
it's
who's
very
flying
possible.
overhead?
Yeah, it's very possible it may be, but I don't know. I'm not positive of that. Oh.
Well,
yep, it's Jane Foster. That's what I thought.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
got the same glowing eye.
Yeah.
And she's holding the hammer. He's like, you can give me that hammer.
Oh yeah,
back.
look, of course, because there she is right there.
Look, that's
illustration.
what I meant. He's standing right behind her. He's like, whenever you're done with that hammer, you can just give it back. It's fine. I don't mind.
I know, I'll take that back. Let me take that back. Anyway, that's amazing. Really excited to see that, and hooray for another hooray for another female superhero.
Yay.
Right? Okay, well there you go. There's that, and I know there was another set that people were talking about, but I can't remember what it is now.
I think those goats are pretty cool. It's hard to make brick-built animals that small.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's pretty efficient using the robot parts for the...
Yes. It's good. All right. Back to this.
564 pieces. Hooray for Lego for continuing to build small sets, too. Not everything is got to be 1,000 pieces.
Yes. And I'll be right back.
Okay, Flynn's going to be right back.
Yes. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm not sure what he's up to, but I can tell you I've entered a new phase with this Lego house piece that we're working on. In the design of the piece, or the sort of design in bricks portion of the piece, nowhere near complete. Really early on in that, and yet because it's going to get all built in tight, I need to start thinking about where I'm going to put all my lighting and run wires and all that. So I'm ordering lighting and cables and all that stuff before I really know what to do with it. We'll see. I think a lot's going to happen this weekend. What's going on, Flynn? Oh, I see what's going on.
Yes. So it's time for another feature. Hooray. We'll get to the building
features.
eventually.
We will.
It's time for Thing from the Crypt.
Gotta wait.
Okay. Thing from the Crypt. There is this book that I got. So I've done a lot of graphic design in my time. And I used to just buy things for just their visual interest and their visual inspiration. So this isn't a terribly old book. Let me see how old.
It occurs to me, I don't buy books on paper much anymore unless they have really cool images, diagrams, photographs, drawings, all that stuff. And then I want it big and on paper.
Okay, here we go.
What did you find out, Flynn?
I found this. Well, here, let's use top cam. So there is, I have this book called Goth Icky, and it's got a ton of really great, like, old 60s and older illustrations, like monster illustrations. And I really, and just other weird stuff. Like, I love this as a favorite graphic. So this is, like, look at that haunted house. That's so good.
So much better on paper.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, it's so...
You have to have a spooky tree to have a haunted house.
Yes, or a graveyard. Or both, because there's spooky trees back here.
Trees.
But I love the shape of this little onion dome part of it, right? So this is Ghost Town. Really really cool stuff.
You don't see a lot of dot dip.
No. It's just like vampire toys. So yeah, I love this book. It's got some really fantastic illustrations.
That's me if I get up at like 2 a.m. and snack and I catch sight of myself. You're like, you don't need a
Oh
snack.
my goodness. So yeah, this is
It's
really
cool.
really fantastic. So there you go.
And
On the
so this is
Frankenstein.
a collection from multiple.
Oh yeah, this is like from all over. But
Wow, I love this with the damask wallpaper.
yeah,
In the background.
there's a lot of those. But yeah, some really like wrong necklace. Yeah, don't take that one. But anyway, yeah.
I
So
guess
there
I should have worn
is-
my turtleneck today.
I know, love that. That's such a great spread. But look at that. This is a fantastic book for inspiration for spooky stuff. Thing. We just watched that episode of Bewitched where the ladies were very upset that witches were always shown with.
Well, even Darren stood up for witches.
He did.
Some of them are very pretty and nice.
I actually made some phone wallpapers from the book at one point.
That
which
cat
were
is
really
great.
fun. Yeah. So
I think we have friends who have that cat.
so there you go. Goth Icky is the name of the book. It's by Pop Inc., a Charles S. Anderson design company. Go. And I wasn't able to find a date on it for some reason, but yeah, it's a pretty cool. Oh wait, I think I may have found
Wow,
it.
skull wallpaper.
No, it doesn't.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, anyway, there you go. That has been today's thing from the crypt. All right. We go. Well, look at that. We've run right up into
What
our
happened?
final feature before we actually
Whoa.
start touching any bricks. Although we've talked about Lego a lot. That's right, everybody. It's time for Logan Cookie Time!
There we go.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, he was he.
Wow, he's like season 4. It's like Logan jumps the shark season. I say hi to everyone.
Yay,
Ow.
Logan!
Okay, gentle. Thank you very much. Ready?
Oh.
Clobber time.
Yep, here we go. And 1, 2. Whoop.
Oh.
Yay! What a good boy. Ooh, gross.
You've gotten better at that too.
Got mega slobber.
I know. I
have.
think we need to laminate our desk.
Very
Uh-oh.
good. Oh yeah,
and
see,
he's out.
the easiest way to get him to finish up with Logan Cookie Time is to throw a cookie near the floor. And that has been Logan Cookie Time. All right. Well, there's our many,
on.
many features for today, 45 minutes in. So, we've made some progress on our model.
We have.
Although it probably doesn't look like it from here.
Looks just the same.
It looks kind of the same, but it's absolutely not. So one of the things that I worked on on the Twitch stream. Let's grab
hang on.
this.
Oh, whoa.
And then everything collapses and falls. No, it happens. So one of the things that we did was we worked a little bit more on the Underworld. We worked a little bit. We worked a little bit on creating these little proscenium arches over each of our little play areas, and you can see that I built in some grading to sort of round the forge out. So that's where the forge is going to be. Great black fencing, right? Go. So that was a lot of fun. Let's put this back.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all
There.
falling.
We'll get it back together.
Falling
It's
apart.
Lego.
All right. So that was and I wanted to do a little kind of little quickie how-to on how we did these columns. Now, if you've built some certain Lego models, they've definitely there's definitely going to be lighting in there for sure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna probably next time we get together, I'll progress.
So what I wanted to show you today, or part of a little class I wanted to show you today, was how we built this column with studs all the way around. Now, this side, we left some of the studs off because we didn't want anything on the back. But this is an official Lego technique that's been used in several sets. I couldn't name you which ones they are, but for that, I'm going to we're just going to show you kind of how we did this. So maybe this is something you already know. Maybe you've built this before. Maybe not. Who can say? But why not? Let's learn something new. Okay. So this is the that's the way you do street clocks. Oh, very cool, very cool. Now I am noticing that my camera needs a little bit of adjustment. The half plate gap. Yeah, I know, but there's ways around it. There's definitely ways around that we'll be employing. So let's. Yeah, so there's definitely some tricks that we will be that we'll be doing. So the way that this is made is with brackets, both kinds of brackets, the facing up kind of bracket and the facing down bracket.
You mean the ones we used to call snot uphang and snot overhang?
We still do that, but and 2x2 bricks. Now, we also, now, if you want to leave a side or sides blank, then you're going to include 1x2 plates.
To take the place of the stud portion, the system stud portion of the.
Exactly.
So what's special about this, I think, is that it's all in system, right? And you don't have to do any counting.
It's all in system, unlike when you try to use snot pieces to make a column and you have to do that snot math. This is kind of already done for you, okay? So what we've done here is we're going to take our 2x2 brick. We're going to put an overhanging bracket on one side, and then on the other side, whoops, that's the wrong bracket, haha. On the other side, like this. And you can see how that works, and you can see that there's a plate right there. Right? There's a plate there, an empty plate. So now we can take the bracket that faces upwards, put it underneath, and now we have a cube that has.
Well, it's like a super Travis brick,
right? That has studs on all sides. Now, when you go to do another one of these, the next time, like when you go to do the next level, this is the important part, is now that you've got your upward facing bracket, you want to put it in the opposite direction of the last bracket.
You rotate each layer 90 degrees.
Right. And now I'm going to do the same on the other side, like this. And now it gets
2x2.
Right. Another 2x2 brick. And then now we're going to do the downward facing bracket.
So once you get the first two layers, it's like lather, rinse.
Right. So, but now here's the trick. Let's say that you want to have one side be blank.
Like you need to butt the column up against a wall.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do...
Or put lighting on the back side of it.
So instead of doing the bracket on the other side, you can use a 1x2 plate. And then continue like you were doing before. Right? So it's always the same, except for you're adding this on now.
Now, one thing I'll observe, and this works well for us because we're creating rock columns that are parts of a cave, is it does get a little chunky once you get everything on it.
Yep.
So it makes better sense for taller columns, or if
I mean, depending on what you're doing, right? Like it all depends on what kind of thing you're trying to create. But that's how you can do a column. Now, something that that Albert was mentioning was the offset. There is a little bit of offset here, but you can adjust that. So if I bring now again, you were talking about making things thicker. So you can put a plate on the one side, and then if you put 2 plates.
Yep. We found this in Snake Queen work.
Right. Still gonna get that little bit of a gap.
Yep. Well, the way we're working around that is our columns have a side that faces the audience. The front of the column is going to be wider than the sides, and on the sides we're going to put slopes to to build out the rock.
Right.
So I don't think that gap is going to matter to us because our front exceeds sides.
Exactly. So, and then there are certainly other ways to do this, but this is the method we're using because frankly we had a lot of brackets. So there you go. Right.
Well, Moto makes the good point. Snot bricks equal no offset. Brackets equal 1/2 plate.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Absolutely.
So you trade off for less counting in your model, or studs to attach things.
Well, and the other thing too is it depends on what you're building, because sometimes you need all these studs.
Yep.
And there are, I know that we ran into some trouble with snot things on Snake Queen because then there was too big of a gap between things for us to connect,
to bridge it. Right.
So yeah. But then
I think
there's
it's another thing to put in your Brickanista. You did Logan Cookie Time happened. He was ready for it.
He heard you say.
Oh, he was here. Brickanista. Logan, come here. It's an encore.
Encore presentation. Oh yeah, and Albert says the brickhead sets have those 5-plate high snot bricks that will work without the half-plate gap as well.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah.
5-plate. Oh yeah, the 5-plate high snot bricks are the ones with the 4 studs, right?
Yeah, they're
and I just call brickheads bricks. This is just something to add to your
arsenal
toolkit.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what it is that you're gonna need, and maybe you need that. Maybe you need that gap. Maybe you don't. So it's up to you.
Right.
But there you go. That is how we are doing our big columns there for the thing. And the other thing I like about this too is that it's pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
It's kind of locked in because of this, right?
We so obviously one of our inspirations is mythology, and we've been looking into the Odyssey, and like that. Another inspiration for especially this Underworld and Neptune, Poseidon's realm, is Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. You go through a series of caves in the ride, and you're looking basically at little 16 by 16 mocks undercover with rock work, create all these different little titanium pass by, and that's sort of what we're doing on the bottom of our
right
out of rocks.
So something else that we now that we're going to be working on. We have the telltale detritus. There's
here, these are extras.
So here we have used a here we've used the plate you can see underneath of it, which is from Lego Dimensions, that has a hole in it, and then we are using this little Spinjitzu Ninjago thing. Now I will say that the newer ones don't have a bar, and at first we were thinking that we wanted the one without the bar.
I was thinking, oh, those bars don't look like water at all, they're terrible. But what we're gonna do is so you want to tell people about what this is about? Yes, so we're gonna tell the story from the Odyssey of Scylla and Charybdis. Ulysses' boat. Give me if I get anything wrong. We're getting back up to speed on Greek mythology, but Ulysses.
Ulysses.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Ulysses.
There's more than one.
Had to travel through this very, very treacherous strait between Scylla and were this huge whirlpool with sort of floating, traveling rocks that would that would crush ships and take them down the world. And this Hydra, right? Basically.
Well, and now
I always think of it as like between a rock and a hard place. There was the rocks, and then there was the horrible waves and
right, which were actually people at one point who had been turned into monsters.
Right, exactly, through the capricious gods and goddesses.
Always.
So we want to show
always something with them.
Ulysses had a number of ships in his fleet convoy.
Convoy.
In his convoy.
Yes, I'm sure that's what they called it.
That is an ancient Greek word, convoy. It is the plural of convus. So, at any rate, most of his ships went down the whirlpool. So we need to actually mount ships to the sides of our whirlpool here, and they're going to be very tiny, like micro ships. And we're also going to use these snakes I think in lime green as the heads of the Hydra around here. So we need a place to mount those ships, and then we're going to mask over the whole top of this with translucent tiles. What do you think about that, Flynn? Was that sort of
sounds great
War and Peace version of a short story?
Yes. Sorry, I'm still looking for things. Keep going.
We've looked at a number of different animations and documentaries about Greek mythology, but I have an old version of the Odyssey. I'm going to start reading because I think we want to include as many different stories as we can.
Wow, you're like going right to the source.
You know what, Flynn?
Yes.
I'm riffing here.
You are.
How you doing with your bricks?
I'm doing good. Here,
okay.
I just wanted to get some more of these white
the white hinges?
And I wanted to find our green
Oh,
snake.
thank you. So I think we've gotten a little bit big on the hinge thing here.
No. I'm replacing.
I mean, but we're one link too large to go around the perimeter, aren't we?
No, we did. So what we wanted to do was, obviously this edge around this whirlpool is a little wonky. So, and right now we've linked a bunch of these hinges together.
Yep.
And I'm replacing them with white because I think they should all be white because that's, when you see
because turbulent water, right?
Yes, exactly. There's all that, when you have a whirlpool, there's always like white crests around it.
Well,
and
all the whirlpools that I've fallen down had white crests. No, there was one in the bathtub.
All right.
So I still have this idea in my head of being able to use 1x(n) tiles, like 1x2, 3, 4, 6 tiles to create directionality in the water. And I'm imagining using plates and tiles like that hooked on with only 1 point to create them, give all these lines going around them. Flynn has another idea having to do with these hinges. I think we'll somewhere in the
Yeah, so my idea is that we link all of these together to create a ring that sits around the outside. And once, of course, these are all together.
Yep.
And I mean, this isn't perfectly perfect.
Well, and this is another.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. By the way, see, here's one of those things.
You can just leave that off for now.
On just for a moment.
Well, because it's messing up because it's one plate higher than everything else. It's messing up the.
Okay. A thing to remember about this roof. This is one of the things I do. Originally, we can't take this. Okay, originally, turn this sideways.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, or I will. So we've got these columns here, right? Columns on the left and right and in the back, and those 4 columns plus the rock wall in the back are going to support this whole water roof and the shore around here.
Mm-hmm.
So initially I was thinking, how do you make things strong? You bridge the columns with beams. Too big for us to use arches. So I created these beams made out of 2x(n) plates and I overlap the plates to make them really strong, like laminated beams. Put them all the way around, and I thought, well, how am I going to do the middle? Because we can't use 16 by 16 plates here so much. So I've expanded my idea. Rather than using laminated beams, I'm creating a laminated surface by overlapping like 2, or it'll probably be 3 layers thick of, like 4 by 12, 4 by 10, 6 by 8 plates. So creating a mesh of plates to do the roof. What's
Okay.
going on, Flynn?
Nothing. I was intrigued by.
I'm sorry. I
here we go.
I have to finish on this.
Mhm.
So, like I sometimes do, and Flynn chides me over, I created a sketch of these plates.
Well, yes, I do chide you over.
So this isn't finished. It looks like it might be solid except for this hole in here, but everything is just potato chips. So we're gonna have to rework this once we learn the whole perimeter, and make it into a solid roof like we have on the.
Well, I'm kind of intrigued by Wilfred's idea about 2x2 rounds connected together. I mean, I'd like to see
I've
what
been
that looks
thinking
like.
The more curves we can do, the better on this. I don't think we can build sideways. Like that would have been another way to do this, is to build sideways, but we want to build a bunch of stuff on this. So the more we can studs up, I think the better.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll have to experiment with this, but that's a pretty cool idea, actually.
Well, I wonder if we could do this with tiles, so you get that axle hole, round tiles, or could we?
You could also put
tiles.
You could also put a dot in this.
Yeah,
like so you could sit a 1x1 round right in the middle.
Well, a nice thing that we could do with this is sort of ombre. It'd be nice to have like several colors of blue and lively.
Yeah, so well, I mean, we'll see. So there's a couple different ways we could go with it. I mean, obviously, that is not the finished product. Like it would have decorations on it to help.
Yep. And I'm trying to avoid with this model, to the degree possible, tenuous connections. One thing that we know about something like this is we're only going to be able to attach it at the most at 4 places, where like this or the plate line.
Wilfred said he was thinking of the 1x2 plates that have the rounded edge on them connected together. That's also a possibility.
1x2 plates with a rounded
Your favorite
edge.
new piece, the plate that has the rounded edge on both sides and 2 hollow studs.
Oh, that could work.
That's also another possibility. And again, what you're seeing here, like this is sketches. Like this is just us. This is brainstorming stuff. So we appreciate all the ideas. And then the idea here would be that we would create micro-sized boats
built upside down
on a clip, and then that clip could then be attached onto this bar, and then there's your boats getting sucked down into the whirlpool.
Yeah, and I have this idea of that piece that's it's sort of shaped like a frying pan. It's a 1x1 round plate with a bar coming out of it, like the handle of a frying pan.
Sure.
I don't know how to do this yet. I'm thinking maybe that, or probably minifig arms. Boats were rowed by crew rowing them. So I think maybe putting minifig arms coming out the sides of the boat might be good for oars.
I don't know. My
I
thought.
Don't even know where
my thought is that that's going to be too big. Like these
I
boats
agree.
are going to be at most 3 or 4 studs long, probably 3. In order to make them the right size.
Well, I can see us taking as much time to develop one of the boats as create the sea. Can we
the ceiling?
Yeah. Well, thank you.
The ceiling.
So I'm gonna take this off and show under here again. Say something.
Well, why don't we take?
Oh, I'm
this
sorry.
off?
We're not in top view.
Yeah. Why don't we take this?
Right now, they're just attached at the tops of the column. Don't make my sketchy sketch fall apart.
So the idea also with this, sorry, I just wanted to share this. We have 5 of these. And the idea would be that some of them would be attached onto clips, right?
What's going on, Flynn?
Well, I can't make this sit up. Oh yeah, so like attached onto clips so that the head would be raised up a little bit.
Yeah,
like
I was
this.
thinking, could we use something so that we have a less. This is the thing I continually push back. Flynn is such a creative genius. He has come up with an attachment method where we're pressed into the clip and hopefully maintain this angle. I'm going to try and come up with a tiny solution that is more rigid than that. And we tack back and forth all the time. See that look he's there? I say, can we make it more sturdy? And he rolls his eyes. And we tack back and forth because he comes up with these brilliant stylistic designs. Right?
Anyway, yes. If the 1x1 stud with a hole is the Apollo stud, then the 2x2 rounded corner plate with the holes is the Artemis plate. Absolutely. The Artemis plate. I'm that.
I don't want this to fall apart. Oh, hang on. There.
Whoa.
I got it off. So look how sketchy that is. You can see that I started with the four beams here.
So
and
this,
then
by the way,
worked
this
from
is this
there.
idea of making it more sturdy.
You know what? This mesh is gonna
Here,
be.
let's make it
No,
more
no,
sturdy.
careful.
Exactly.
I totally thought you were gonna crush that. Oh my goodness! I thought he was gonna crumble it in his hands.
Like I would do that?
No, he wouldn't. But I'm gonna make this into a mesh that's 3 plates thick, and I tell you, it's gonna be sturdy. And initially, because we have to continue working on this on the inside and on the outside, I think we're gonna put jump plates on here so we can just attach it.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, as a work in progress, take it off and put it back on because I've got to put a bunch of lighting on the bottom of this. And do I remember that we're using black light in the back for
Yes.
seahorses?
That is in fact what we. Oh, we're missing a plate here. Corner plate. So yeah, it's not sketchy. It's a work in progress.
Thank
Indeed.
you. It's incomplete.
An incomplete thought.
Yep.
If you will.
I'm still pretty excited about the light lavender, dark lavender, and tan. And I think the addition of gold in it really, really helps. We're just going to need to do something that pops in contrast. Sure. Well, would Neptune be or not Neptune, Poseidon be wearing a helmet?
Possibly.
I don't know. It's pretty.
Who can say?
It's pretty cool. Ooh, where are you at? There. It's pretty cool with that fin shape.
Yeah, oh, and it's got the teeth. Awesome. And you know what the best part of this is? It's not IP. It is. It's from Atlantis, so it's not going to be. It's not one of the ones from the Marvel.
Okay, I have a crazy idea, but it might be too crazy. You know how we just saw the Thor set and they had glowing eyes? What if we use a translucent minifig head, like a translucent blue minifig head, and I put a little light inside so the eyes of Poseidon glow?
Could do that. I wonder if
could do that.
What makes me wonder too if a beard will fit under. We can give him a beard. Right?
We'll have to try.
He needs a beard. Miguel, the seahorse is actually from a Belleville mermaid set.
I'm gonna get,
which is why it has eyelashes.
How to lay eyes on our blacklight flashlight, but we're testing lots of bricks for glow.
Yeah.
And then a thing with lighting with blacklight is obviously it has to be dark enough to see the blacklight. So I'm gonna use very narrow spots, like body lights that can put like a light directly on Poseidon and yet preserve darkness for over here.
Preserve the darkness.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting ideas about being fancy with it. We'll see. So we'll have a second one of these seahorses and they'll flank the throne on either side.
And this is the mermaid lagoon. The creepy mermaid lagoon. Except for it's not. I had to say that.
Have you must have told at least once the story of the creepy mermaid?
Oh, I'm sure that I did. I'm sure I must have. Well, I'll regale you again. um, so I here this.
All right.
So I was I think I told this one a long time ago, but I used to teach Lego classes to kids, and I was doing this summer camp.
Little kid.
Little kids. And I had this one class that had the most delightful little Wednesday Addams. Like she was so funny, and we were building Hogwarts Castle, but she didn't know Harry Potter. So she said, "Can I make my own thing?" And I said, "Like, yeah, just sort of like fantasy." Like, and then she comes she comes up to me afterward, like with her model, and says, "I made a creepy mermaid lagoon because I'm weird." And I was like, "I'm weird too. You stay weird, little Wednesday Addams." And yeah, that was yes. All right, Moto, we'll see you
Bye,
later.
Moto.
Happiest of birthdays to you. Hope you have a good one.
So was it creepy?
Yeah. Pretty creepy.
Well, our mermaid lagoon is not going to be creepy. I think it should be colorful. It should be, you know what it should be actually? When elves went away, and so sad that elves went away, Flynn imagined what the next Lego lineup might be.
Oh, instead of elves? Yeah. Oh, I wanted mermaids.
What was it? Mermaids, right? So I'm thinking a cross between Friends and Elves underwater. Friends, Elves, and Atlantis.
Now, the other thing, too, is we got our hands on some of these, which are Belleville columns, and they are from, again, that same mermaid set.
Yeah.
Now, the only problem with this is, like, we've already, well, not problem, but we've built these, kind of more Greek column-y looking ones. I don't love it as much.
Yeah, will you go to Top Cam, please?
Yeah. Top Cam.
I don't know. That with a capital would mean that we have to increase the height of our water level, so that would be a problem. Or that. I don't know. I see the fluted column with the ionic capital as more interesting. What do you all think? I think we may find a place for this, up on ground level, but I like our columns.
Yeah, I think this is bolder. It makes more of a statement, and I think the white is really going to offset the
huge amount of tan.
The huge amount of tan, and also all of the purple and dark blue that we're using for the Underworld. Speaking of the Underworld, I have the beginning of Aaron here.
Oh, nice. And he should, it should
love
be
that
white
he
bones.
has like a little loincloth.
Now again, I guess we can't establish that like all the gods have glowing. But
No.
I would love it if Karen's eyes glow.
Yeah, so as much as I adore the green blue column, the textured white columns have more presence. I like the plain white. Yeah, I mean they're just I mean, I think what I think the difference is that these columns are more grand.
Well, like I think they're more Greek for one thing.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I could imagine using these with maybe vines hanging from them or something in topside to make like a temple of Diana, maybe.
Well, now speaking of Diana, Diana temple.
Oh, I thought you were that's pretty fancy. Dianic temple.
I got that from you.
Yeah,
I learned it from you.
It's Shirley's sister.
Oh my god.
Yes, temples. You could make a hamburger with these parts. I don't know.
But I did want to do one
hamburger.
I did want to do one temple that was 4 of these together with the thin with the thin columns coming down.
Find those. Well, I think that I've seen like that in parks.
Yes, well that's always like it's kind of like it's so
now
No, I was thinking. Well, there's these. Is what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's what. And then we could put like a gold dot or something.
Except for the only thing is, I feel like it might be more interesting to
use cylinders.
To use cylinders. But
I agree.
You know,
cylinders are going to be better.
I'm open.
But I could see if we have a bunch of these making a colonnade. You know something I've been thinking?
What have you been thinking?
Well, I've been thinking that with the scale of our volcano, you know, Mount Vesuvius, and our cliff, and our minifig scale being on ground level near the front of the piece, that we're not going to have much room to make big buildings.
No, and that's why I think this is a really good kind of like this is a nice small temple.
Yeah,
that
could
I think
it have
will
like
look
a
really cool.
Maybe we could put a
Oh,
whoa.
Jump.
That's
You
like
said
Logan,
jump.
It's like Logan Cookie Time there.
Said jump.
Now, could we put a gold detail on top?
Yeah, well, a gold plate thing could happen on top of it.
Would this be easier if we put a round plate under this? Because it would tie all of them
It would
together.
it would need a 2x2 round underneath in order for it to fit correctly.
How about a large?
No, because then that'll impede on where the columns have to go. Oops. I know we said we were working on the underground, but you know what? That's how we build. We flit from project to project. This works pretty good.
Yes.
Well, no, it doesn't. Terrible.
Here, how about this?
Okay. Let's. Will this still work? No, it doesn't let us put the column in.
Then we need.
Well, we can put the column there. We can put the column here. Edge.
And we know that if it works on one, it'll work on all of them.
That's right.
Did you hear him use his kindergarten teacher voice?
Sorry. That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Where do you think we should put it? Do you think we should put the piece there? I don't know. Do you think we should put it there? Here, hang on.
I don't know where the other one.
No.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Now, do we have a large white plate?
I looked for it and I didn't see.
A large white round plate?
Well, are they in a different
to use the
container?
base? Yes, they are. So there you go. Like, I think that's kind of what we're talking about.
I want to
right?
work gold into. Like, what if we put gold macaronis along the joints here, like gold macaroni?
Because
Does that
it won't-
exist?
It won't fit. Won't be able to put the thing on again.
What, the column?
Yeah. But I mean, I think there's ways to bring. I mean, we actually have these pieces in gold.
You think? What do you think? Too much?
I think it might be too much.
I think it's too much. What if we put a finial on the top of it? Or
yeah, well, that's what we're talking about.
How about a jump plate and a statue?
That.
All about statues.
But yeah, I think we need another one of. But it's funny. This is a thing I've been thinking about, exactly this, and I just haven't pieced it together yet. But I'm kind of excited about it. Now, can we see what it looks like with the See what it looks like with the. I don't think they have like those things on top. They're usually kind of flat on top, I thought.
Well, okay, so we're making Greek temples, but we're doing it by way of friends or elves, right?
Sure.
So how can we make this more colorful? We could put
That's
a
what I was
dot.
thinking of.
What if we put a dot or something, or a oh. Those gold flowers with put one at the top of each column.
Gold flowers with the three
It's like-
leaves.
it's a-
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I do know what you're talking about. But I think that looks. I mean, I think that looks pretty cool.
Here.
Dishes will work. Oh, look at that. So
they could be like a can.
Sure.
Those are the leaves top of crin.
Oh. I mean, it looks okay.
Well, how does it look from above, or how would it look face not at the or 4 of them on the top?
Maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know if this is the right thing.
How about gold?
Now, that is a possibility. Gold
Could even
columns.
do gold cylinder.
Knows. But anyway, this is you're seeing our sketchy design process again. Like, oh, we were going to work on this, but now we're doing this.
So I think this would be, don't you? This is a little Russian Empire.
I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Gold top or white top? I tend to lean towards the white just because that's what we think of.
More. No, like that's something. Well, it's something I want to keep in mind, right? That we need to give. It's going to be a really complex piece, so we need to give the eye some. I think a white dome. What do you think about a white dome?
I don't. Okay, so personally, I feel like white with a gold accent is more interesting than a whole entire gold column.
I agree. We got to keep tacking back to. I don't remember gold column. Of course, they would have all been painted, but we're pretending we don't know that.
No, I think like a one by one. Like a 1x1 gold brick. Right. Like
1x1 gold brick?
Yeah, I mean, is there such a thing?
You mean a cube? Like a little...
Yes, a cube. A cube.
I think we need a column capital.
No, I agree. What about just a 1x1 round?
How? Because I think a jump plate would be wide, right?
There's these. This could be something. The thing I like about this is that it's got room to hang something off of it. Like you could, something could hang off of it.
It's a little knobbly. I think we can find something more depth.
Sure.
But what do you think? Have we gotten, is the rabbit hole?
Oh, of course it is. Welcome to our rabbit hole, everyone.
Okay, here's a gold dot. We can do less is more, and we'll put a dot at the top. Oh, you're barely gonna see that.
Well, I mean, sure, but I think it's different enough with it that it, you know what we need for the top here is
what?
Like this.
How about a jump plate? Oh, I guess that's like we did with the theater. I guess that is more festive.
Yeah, well, I don't know that there is a gold jump. I mean, there's a white one with the. I mean, I like the idea of the white with the gold statue. I mean, that's interesting.
I think the white with the gold statue. I think that statue is gonna.
Yeah, my only issue with it is I know that we're going to be using the statue for a micro build. Okay, can I just show you something, though? Where's the tree? What happened to the tree? Can you grab it? We definitely have a gold statue.
You could even put it. I think it would have to go on.
It's an astronaut. Yeah, I don't mind the white. Like if you're gonna go all white with gold, some gold details. Well, honestly, I think that yeah, see, I feel like this tree with like that nearby is so Fantasia-y.
Especially when the tree is made flowers.
Properly, yeah. Whoa, you all right there?
Yeah. Is there a gold? There's
There are gold flowers, yeah. I mean, I think there's room for all sorts of things. Thanks, Albert. Fan of the tree. Anyway, there's the lots of experimenting to go into this particular thing. But coming back to what was supposed to be the subject of our show today, which was Poseidon's realm, we kind of showed you our progress and what we were doing. So I suppose that that's probably. But I mean, I also love these candles. Make really good columns as well. How about adding a wider white plate under the dome? Yeah, I think. Yeah, hang on a second. I want to see now. Oh, see, that's interesting. That's a good. Now, see, that one has a gold top. Maybe the gold top isn't completely out of line. I don't know. Like that.
that has a top.
It does.
Here, look.
A little
Could use a top of it.
early.
They're just in the studs or on a tile, on a gold.
Oh, you know what I really like about this picture that Kara just sent is I like the
Pedestal in the middle.
no, the gold sort of like the lines in between. So it almost thinks oh, thank you, Zach. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is actually built down into the plate, 4 plates. Or down into the, in here by 4 plates. And it was looking a little angular, so I sort of softened it with these rounded bits and then added these. And I think these steps are going to look really fun.
What about the tooth? Is it just too plain, or do you like the little point? I think something floral would be better.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I don't.
I think we can do
love
better
it.
than don't
I think we
hate
can
it.
do better. Oh my goodness.
We're gentle with one another in design. Well,
yeah, I don't not like it. A ski pole, yeah.
Because it is a ski pole.
Well, I mean, look here. We've got this picture that she sent, and here I can probably show you.
Yeah, sure.
This is a great. This is from the minifig chick here. Sent this picture, and I really like the idea. I think it looks pretty cool. Is this right? So that is. See, so this one has a gold top.
Well, one thing I like about that a lot is that it has a stepped area underneath the dome. Like if there's not a it's always such a the big round circle that has just 4 studs in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Can you build under that? Don't we have that in gold?
I think so. But I like this. I do like this idea. Now, again, the thing that we're struggling with also too is that we are so used to seeing everything look very broken down and old and ancient and falling apart. And in the world that we are presenting, it would all be new. And one of the things that we know, I like the idea of the gold top here. I think that's a good idea. I think it's solid. If you will. Oh, thank goodness! There, that's what we needed. Now, do we have those? Can we get the gold ones back?
Okay, I'm gonna be a little crazy.
Yes.
A little crazy. We don't want it to be actually color in.
I think that I know I
Not-
like the idea because this is going to be on a green landscape. Is that we get this nice? So where's
This is the piece I was talking about, but in gold.
Yeah, we do have that in gold, but I don't know how. There's nowhere to build onto the outside. Oh, you mean like that? Look at him go.
It's kind of, I'll go on camera so that you go. How about that with instead of gold, or instead of green, gold?
I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, I know we have these in gold. I wish we had them in white because I think it would be cool if it was
the
like
gold dome and the white piece.
yeah, like white and then then this white underneath that, and then the gold on top of that, so that you got like two white lines.
I feel like we have some options now.
Yeah. Well, this would work. Do we have another half? See, we're getting closer. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about the sound, friends. Everything seems to be working on ours.
Oh, sorry about that.
On our end. Oh, and you know what we have? We have white tiles that we can put along here.
Oh, macaroni tiles.
Mhm. We have white macaroni tiles to off. I think would look
Okay,
really
so
good.
it's going to be a gold dome.
Yeah, can you get the gold pieces again?
Yeah.
And we have 2 things of gold pieces.
And I'm going to duck out here.
If you're on a green landscape, I'd say pink plus white plus gold. If Richard wants colors. Yeah, pink is not a bad idea.
Well, it's going
Oh, yeah, that's right, because we're going to have the pink tree. Now, this is looking pretty good.
And then with tiles, what, white tiles?
Oh, these are different colors of gold. I hate that. That makes
Well,
me crazy.
What if we just do a presentation?
Yeah, there we go. There's the front.
It's like a cake. I think that's starting to become now, do you think that disc gold or white?
No, I think white is good.
The-
It kind of
this-
it's like the picture.
For the smaller one.
Yeah, I like that it's got that double thing. See, this is much more interesting, I
Well,
think.
and with the larger base here, we've got more space between columns.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to be crazy here.
Again?
Well, what if we did order columns with arches at the tops of? What if we do 4 arches?
It's gonna square it off too much, I think. I love the way this looks. Now, I will say I do like this, but
This is a little thin.
to me, it's starting to look chunky. Like there's a chunkiness to it. There's something about, and you know what
okay.
it is? It's that it's that Fantasia.
I have a solution.
Skinny. I love the idea that it's a skinny.
Oh, so we accentuate the height of it?
Right. So it's like this kind of tall, skinny thing. Who knows?
I don't know. I like the bigger one. Let's try one other thing.
Okay.
Take off this one. And mount the gold directly to the large green. And then tie it together with the small green disc underneath.
You mean this? White. You mean white?
White. Why did I say green?
Who can say?
Okay, so this won't hold together, but then when you put the other disc underneath. I think it was just that extra plate of height under.
I don't know. All right. I'm gonna.
You want me to get that? There.
I mean, that's not bad.
It's less chunky. And then is there still room to mount the columns?
Well, for me, it was the columns being so wide apart that was not doing it for me. But if we spread
like
these
it
out,
was too squat.
yeah, exactly. Like with them so far out, I felt like it looked.
Well, my take on that is if it's if they're further apart, then we can statue, fountain, whatever we're inside. I see
Oh, I can see that whenever Richard is talking lower, it's the sound cuts out,
Is
and I
it
think
because
that
I'm
might be.
further from the mic?
It might be.
Oh, like I'm not making it to the. Maybe I need to speak up a little.
Maybe I could turn this up a little bit. That help? Maybe I don't know.
Okay, now, how about this? If the columns were a little taller.
See, this is where it starts. This is where
What
it
if we
looks.
put cubes on the top, so it's got a cube top and a cube bottom?
Sure, why not? Yeah, maybe 1x1 plates and not necessarily bricks. It will add to it without looking too chunky. That's not a bad idea. I like this. Like, it's starting to look good.
And then, do we have room for our look? We can put our little.
Oh, the statue. Uh-oh.
Well, we might want to mount it on.
You might, Rabbit, you might. There we go. The astronaut on
No
top.
astronaut.
Uh,
Were they space aliens?
I kind of like it without, honestly. I like just that smooth, like the one in the picture.
How about
just
a-
that smooth.
How about a
top.
ball? It just looks unfinished to me. It needs something.
I would say a gold dish.
Oh, you have the 2x2 round.
Oh, this guy.
That might just do it nicely, and it'll lock them together.
And it's a third different color of gold.
Great.
Oh, I like that.
I like it. I think we need gold tops to the columns.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, this is looking good. Now what we need is another one of these for the bottom. Another big 2 plates.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if the bottom would it have steps going up to it?
Possibly.
Little steps. Okay, should we say that we've created another sketch?
Yes, we've created another sketch that has nothing to do with what we were going to do today, but hey, we showed some progress for you.
It has to do with the same mock.
Indeed, it's all the same thing. But I love this. I'm just, you know what? It's funny. Like,
Oops.
for me, I spend so much time thinking about these things. I'm like, oh, I bet you it would look really cool, and to see it realized is, I think, more interesting.
I have one more question for the panel here. So, do you think these columns are better? Thank you. Columns are better, or should we replace the white columns with a stack of white 1x1 round cylinders so that
That's
we
what
get
I think
lines?
we should do. I think we should do it so that we get the lines.
So like that, but in white.
Yeah, I think it's more interesting.
I agree.
It just and it could even be, and if you want to make it more interesting, we could do white 1x1 rounds with a gold line in between each one.
And so that around the
No, but I think if you did that with a jump plate and did it here.
4 of them at the tops of the columns. What if you just put it right at the top of the column?
Possibly. Yeah,
I just
white
like-
1x1 cylinder. Yeah, that's what I think. 1x1 rounds.
Yep.
1x1 cylinders. Yeah, I think
It just gives more detail.
Yeah, I think the alternating 1x1 1x1 cylinder with a 1x1 gold 1x1 round in between. So white and with gold
All the way
lines
down?
all the way down. I think would look
So
pretty
we've got
cool.
so we replace one full brick height cylinder with 3 plates.
Correct.
In gold.
Yeah, I think
Yay.
I think the candlestick piece is too thin.
Yep. But
for what we're doing, but I'm digging that. I think
I
that looks
love
really cool.
the. You hit the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
I love that detail at the top of the. I think that'd be cool.
And a
it's
rod inside the cylinders to make it sturdy. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, friends, actually,
Thanks for your help with
I'm
that.
supposed to be meeting a friend for lunch in 15 minutes, so
And I have a
should
meeting.
probably hurry up. All right. Well, thanks everybody so much for joining us today. We will be back on Sunday for our Sunday brunch bunch lunch brunch thing on Sunday with all
Nicely
with our
done.
cast of thank you with our cast of irregulars.
I'll be your lunch brunch dunce.
Oh man. And then what else? Oh yes, we are in the middle of a challenge. Dragons is the theme this time. Those are due next Thursday for the slideshow next Friday. Really looking forward to the dragons.
That was the sound of a dragon.
That was excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And until next time, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask, get your vaccine, get your booster,
All those things.
and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Happy building.